There's a lot of things that make Montana great, from the mountains and lakes to some of the finest towns in the West. But what really makes this place special is you. Our communities are full of people who are working hard to build good lives and remarkable things. At Opportunity Bank, our passion is helping folks do just that. Together, we can make a good thing even better. Opportunity Bank of Montana. Stop by and see us or visit us online. Member FDIC.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Town Pump. Right down the road. Pump it up. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, fire away, Kyle.
Lens caps on.
I'm just kidding.
How is that? I can see. You tricked me and I'm looking at you through the camera.
All right. A couple days removed from the game, Coach. Just kind of what's going through your mind. How have you kind of soaked it in the last couple of days?
Well, we're still working, and we're working on the next one. So we haven't had a lot of time to do that, Kyle. But we're going to give everybody some days off here coming up. So we're actually practicing. We need to stay sharp. We need to stay in shape. So we've been out the last couple of days practicing, and then we'll over Christmas we'll have a good chance to enjoy it. Probably go back and watch it actually.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, so for you, you mentioned after the game just how nice it is to have this much prep and this much time off in between the national championship as opposed to past years. Just in your experience when you've had a lot of time to prep, like what have those like time frames kind of look like because you've had multiple weeks to get ready for a game?
Well, first I shared with our team this morning that back when we'd done this before, we'd be having our Wednesday practice, getting lunch, and getting on a plane and getting ready to go play on Friday, and they looked at me like that was the craziest thing they'd ever heard. So this is like a bowl prep. We have a bunch of guys on staff that have done a lot of that, so that's what it is, and it'll be good preparation for us.
When you're making the plan, I mean, do you use stuff like that? Like a lot of your guys on your staff have done bowl prep. Do you use that for like the scheduling parts, logistics, and all that? Yeah,
certainly. I mean, we've all done not all of us, but many of us have done this a bunch, including me. And I've got all the old manuals and all the different plans that we've used. I don't know that there's any. Sorry about that. I don't know that there's any perfect schedule, but we've all done it a bunch. We'll have a good plan to build up to the game.
You mentioned your practice the last couple of days. How's it been? Have they been sharp?
Well, will this come through all right?
Just down a little. Just down a little would be great. Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. Right. Have they been sharp? I mean, what's practice been like the last couple of days coming off that high of Saturday?
We didn't practice Sunday. We practiced yesterday and today, and yesterday was good. I expect today will be good as well. Guys they're getting some days off, but they'll have a lot of juice today.
Has there been stuff with the freshmen with the trying to find housing and things like that? Because I heard that they kind of changed the schedule with them a little bit.
Yeah, we got to find housing and do all that, feed them, and all that stuff. I mean, that's all part of the logistics of this. But again, nothing new to the staff. We've all done that.
You talked about just the joy that Griz football brings the fans. What's that like being the head coach, knowing that you're kind of directly responsible for some of that and your role in playing a part of something like that,
Well, I enjoy it. I enjoy Montana and Montanans. I say it a lot, but I really enjoy from little kids to elderly folks with big smiles on their faces that are tears streaming down their cheeks. I mean, it's important to them, and it's important to me.
Another thing you mentioned after the press conference, which was interesting, was the comparisons to this team to the 2008 season. And there's, like you mentioned, the conference loss. There was like the close game with a D2 opponent. Like, as the season was going along, did you notice some of those parallels within that year's team and this year's team at all?
Yeah, I don't tend to put the cart before the horse too much, but I've had that in my mind since September, actually. And Riley and I had talked about it numerous times, not off air. Because he'd ask me going through the season, what's this remind you of? I'd say, oh wait, that's That's what it reminds me of. So it's interesting how there are so many parallels to that outfit.
And when you look at these two teams, like what does kind of stand out when you look at that? You mentioned some of the games, but anything else kind of stand out between those two groups?
Just the way the season's played out, and then you know, a lot of guys that are going in the season. No one really knew their names. Have kind of emerged as playmakers for us, you know, and then obviously the result where we're sitting right now.
Have you or a loved one been charged or accused of a crime? If so, the stress can leave anyone feeling helpless and alone. But you don't have to be alone. Hi, I'm Dave Maldonado, and I've successfully defended Montanans for over a decade in these situations. So if you're tired of being scared, let's get you prepared. To see how, visit BigSkyDefender.com today.
You are not alone. Visit BigSkyDefender.com to find out more on how you can fight back against local and federal criminal charges.
Braxton mentioned just wanting to spend as much time with these guys as he can now as his career's kind of winding down. How important is that this time of year, just guys wanting to still be with each other and still, you know, come out here and practice every day?
Well, I think it shows the fabric of our team. We have a good team. You know, the whole team concept. These guys like each other. They like football. You know, Sean asked me about the freshmen earlier. The freshmen don't listen, but you tell them all you better enjoy it because it'll be over before you know it. Now the seniors are looking at most of it in the rearview mirror with one big one left. So, you know, and then you asked about the energy level and all that. Everybody's enthused to be continuing on and having a chance to play. You know, I think the wear and tear on the bodies when you play this many games can get counterbalanced by the enjoyment of you know, preparing for one last game with your team.
You said that getting to this point is why you came back. Like how satisfying just has this run been for you guys?
Well, I think, you know, the satisfaction will come more when you have time to reflect. You know, like I said earlier, we're working, and there'll be some time, you know, whether it's, you know, on the river or whatever, at home with feet up on the couch, but there'll be some time to reflect on that. You know, I'm excited about where we are, but you know, I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about recruiting. I'm excited about next season, which I'm going to not talk about until the day after this game. But you know, we got a lot of good things going, and we got a big game to play, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it.
I did want to ask about the kickers. Grant went out, hit the first one, and then you switch it up and put out Ramos. Like, what was kind of just the mindset in the kicking game for that one?
Well, I mean, it's negotiable based on field position and then weather conditions or wind or whatever, right? But Grant's right now is the guy that's going to take some of the longer ones and Nico some of the shorter ones. And, that's just what it is.
I want to ask you about Keelan White. He talked about how this has been kind of a dream come true for him too. So, I mean, what have you thought of just his embracing of this opportunity that he's had?
Well, I mean, that's kind of the expectation, right? Guys develop and work hard. And... Hey, you got him, Braxton. Yeah. Do that again.
Yeah, I mean, just Keelan White embracing this opportunity.
Hang on, I'm gonna get this guy.
It's all good.
We'll wrap it up. Or I'll stay as long as
it's all good.
Coop, you got him. Turnover. Yeah. Three groups. Don't send him back. Hey, you know what? Merry Christmas. No pursuit. These guys are easy to please. He asked about embracing it. You know, we just had a celebration because we skipped pursuit drill one day this year. We won't skip the tackling drills.
I know you liked White's potential though when he first walked on here, and now he's just become this great player. So I mean, where have you seen him grow?
11 on the field, not 12. I don't know. You know, they kind of like they all do, but Keelan specifically has worked hard. He's got more strength. He's become more explosive, which leads itself to concluding that he's done a good job in the weight room. Concepts in football, he's grown that way, and then, you know, it's just his hands are terrific. He's a smooth catcher, and And I think maybe the most improvement he's made is what he can do with the ball after he catches it. I don't think that was a strength for him, and I think it is now.
And looking ahead to the break, how do you make sure it's a break and you don't come back and there's like a let up when you get back to practice?
Well, that's kind of what we do. You know, when we come out here on the field, there isn't any let up. There's a mentality and an effort level and an expectation of those two things, and we'll have it.
And
We just don't have it. You know, it's like somebody asked me if they were coming out to practice. Sure. I said, I don't want to be a distraction. I said, we don't get distracted. We don't let up.
2009, South Dakota State, first round of the playoffs. Just what do you remember about that game and just the craziness? Because it's funny, you had a couple classics last few weeks, and that one, a lot of people look back at that one fondly as well.
Yeah, in fact, one of my daughters was telling me that was her favorite game. You know, we were down twice by 4 touchdowns, I think. And, you know, we crawled back into it and then got a punt block for a touchdown. Got ourselves back behind the 8 ball. But, you know, basically it was a little bit before the start of the fourth quarter. We were down 48-20, 47-21 or something right in that range, and we ended up winning by 2 touchdowns. It was just it was an onslaught. You know, I think a lot of people left, and the only guys who really thought we were going to win were the guys in our locker room, and those that stayed were treated to a classic.
And you mentioned this one, you get more time to reflect as the season gets over, but when you have games like these last 2 weeks, as special as they were, do they kind of feel similar to that South Dakota State game, you know, back in 2009? Did they have any similar feelings knowing games like that, the way they played out?
Really not that game. Not that game. That game was unique to itself because we were so far down. You know, we turned it over 4 times in the first half. It was a horrible first half. You know, nothing like these last 2.
Good result though, right?
Yeah, same result. Close win. Actually, that wasn't even close.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
All right, guys.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
wanted to ask
At Blackfoot Communications, our mission is to connect people, businesses, and communities, bringing a world-class fiber network to homes, communities, and businesses of all sizes, ensures Montanans have access to fast, reliable, and secure internet and phone services. Are you ready for fiber internet? To find out if fiber is coming to your area, visit goblackfoot.com/readyforfiber. Connect to more with Blackfoot Communications.